All right. So thank you everyone for joining us tonight for our first deep dive into the benefits that you receive from the Holistic Chamber of Commerce. Karen and I were going to divide it into two parts. One part will be just showing you how to navigate your dashboard, and then after we show you how to navigate your dashboard, then we're going to get into one of the benefits we offer on a local level, which is mindful moments. Karen, would you like me to share my screen, or would you like to?
You can share your screen, can you not, or not? You
I'm
need
ready
me
to
to,
go. Yeah, I have it all set
okay,
up.
there we go.
So hopefully you guys can see my my screen.
Yes, we can see it.
Okay, good. Um, by a show of hands, how many of do you have, Becky, have you logged into your portal yet?
Yes, I have.
Okay, and Kelly, have you?
Yes,
Okay,
she's
and I'm
nodding.
assuming Barry has because he goes on a lot of those Zoom calls as well. All
Yeah.
right, so you might already know all this. This is obviously the login page, let's say the page where you would log in. And the one thing that Karen and I are really big about is making sure your information is up to date. Karen, do you want to get into the details about what they should be making sure about with their address?
Well, obviously, if you
address?
have a company logo, or it could be a headshot photo, your company name, and really important is your, what we call the searchable fields. Like, obviously, you're going to put how people can contact you, email, phone number. But the searchable fields are important so people who are looking for our chapter will know who the members are within our chapter. And the searchable fields are going to be your city, state, and zip code. And I know, Barry, we talked about you, maybe, I know you're in Manning and that's an hour and a half or 2 hours away, but if you want to be found in the search for our chapter, then you definitely would need to put that down for yours, for your city, state, and zip. And you could probably put somewhere in your description that you live in Manning. I mean, just so people know if you want that information in there as well. But and then a bio, things that would tell people what you do is important as well. So I can't, I'm
Yeah, if
trying to
someone does a
see.
Google search about you, what would they say? And those are the
Yeah.
keywords you want to have in your profile.
Oh, the directory categories.
Well, I was going to mention over here, Karen, to make sure
Yeah.
they're just using their city and state, not their physical address.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, so only if you, I mean, if you don't have like a brick and mortar, then you would just leave the street address blank. Or Camille said that we could put in like visit my website, in the street address, but the city, state, and zip you should be comfortable listing.
Right, if you're working out of your home or if you don't want people to know where you live.
Correct.
Okay.
And then the directory categories, I forget, you get up to 4, it looks like. And one of them, Katerina, if you want, if you hit edit,
Mhm.
I think she told us, oh, that's categories. I must be thinking of keywords. Never mind, cancel out of that. Somewhere in here is there's keyword search.
Right
There
here.
it is. Go into your about.
Yeah.
And scroll down a little bit. And so you put attorney burnout, coach for attorneys. She also suggested that we could put holistic in South Carolina. It actually comes up as a keyword. I don't know if you start typing holistic. Does it let you type?
Mm-hmm.
And then try in South Carolina. There you go. There you go. So you can choose that if you want. That may show up in a search if somebody's doing a keyword search.
Okay, I'm gonna just save
Okay.
that.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
And feel free to jump in with questions as we go along. But we just want to make sure you've all logged into your profile, you're just keeping it fresh, keeping it updated, and that you know the features here. And just really quick, I'm sure most of you know this, my membership, I think back, if someone's having a hard time, is it Kelly? She keeps dropping in and dropping out.
Yeah, she does. I don't know.
Where did
We haven't.
Kelly, where do we, or Karen, where do we find the one where they have the membership benefits specifically, like to schedule, um, to publicize their events?
Oh, okay. So go hit the go back link at the very top, I think. No, not that one. Well, maybe, I don't know, the one that's right there.
That's what I was looking for.
All right, it's on the side under favorites. So you can submit an event when I remind you, or I think you might even receive something from headquarters as well as an email. But I usually send out a text that reminds everybody to get their events for the next month up and submitted to the head office, because they will, if it's done by like the 28th of the current month, it will end up in the newsletter for the following month. And then, well, it's not just their newsletter, it's an email list and social media. And they tell me that they have like a reach of 50,000 people between the two. I think the email list is 6,000, and I think the rest belongs to social media. So it's good to post any event. I've posted local events. You really, I mean, you might not think that a local event should be posted there, but you don't know if somebody's going to come across it and know somebody in the area and they can tell them about it, or, you know, if they just, for whatever reason, somebody ends up being in our area for the event, they can always know about it.
Yeah, you just want to have maybe something to upload into it, and then make
Mhm.
sure an announcement.
And you fill out all the information and submit it. And then it goes to, I guess, Laura Goldstein, and then she will approve it. And if you have any change, you'll get an email saying it's been approved and it's ready. And then if you have any changes, you just write her back in the email and ask her to change stuff. I've asked her to change pictures. I've asked her to change, you know, the range of dates, whatever it is.
Okay. Any questions right now? Okay, so I think we're going to jump into the mindful moments.
Okay.
I'm going
Do you want to
stop
stop sharing and then I'll pop mine on?
Yeah.
Okay. Kelly, you doing okay? Because I'm not seeing your face now, but I'm seeing your black screen. Okay, let me
My
go.
Wi-Fi is
Yeah, we figured as much. Yeah. Oh, there.
Yeah.
Oh, she just dropped out again.
Okay. All right, let me go ahead and do this. All right. Oops, that's not what I wanted you to see. That was mine. Okay, so let me just move some of these things out of the way. So what I was doing here was my business coach, when I was giving my 10-minute presentation, I think I was the first mindful moments to do it. And I was telling her I had 10 minutes and I didn't know what topic I was going to speak on. And of course I named something, and she was telling me how broad the topic was. And I guess my point is with this is I really wanted to help people understand a way that they can fit everything that they want to say into a 10-minute segment. But at the same time, I want to encourage people to break it down to manageable topics, you know, that you're going to talk about, because you can sign up for more than one of these. It's not a one and done for your business. And so for me, in my example, I talked about stress also. Now, this is the formula, and I've blown it up a little bit, but really it's an infographic that looks like that. And really what it is to help walk us through how do we do a presentation or a talk, whether it's 10 minutes or 30 minutes or an hour. The model is all the same. So first we want, and again, remember, we're trying to help educate the community on a problem that we happen to be aware of, because it might be something that we help people with. So identifying the problem, and in this case, she used stress as an example. So educate people on what stress is. What is it? How does it affect the body? Talk about it in detail so that people will feel like, I get that. I understand that. I can relate to that. And then you talk about the pain points, and you really paint the picture of what stress feels like. You know, you're going to have less energy, you could be more irritable, you'll be less productive at work. And again, it's all part of like identifying the problem would be more like, what is stress? And then the pain points is the deeper dive where what does it feel like when we have stress? So what does the problem feel like to us, whatever the problem is? And then we can go in and talk about our experience with it. Like I had my own experience with stress and I shared it very quickly. And I personally using the PowerPoints helps keep me on task, and not everybody likes to teach the same way, but obviously that can be helpful. And so then you share your experience if you have that experience. And the next thing you're going to do is then you're going to start taking people from like sort of the negative mindset of whatever the problem is, and you're going to start switching them over to thinking about what is possible if they don't have that problem, what it's going to feel like, what it's going to look like. They're going to have more joy, feel happy, happier, they'll be less sick, whatever it is, you just start naming it and painting the picture. Now, one thing that I would switch is I would not do action step next. I would present the solution next. Okay. So I would say, so the solution is, and then it would be whatever my product and services are. That's where we come, that's where we take this from a educational opportunity to a self-promotional opportunity. And that's where we come in with, you know, well, we have this, it's a service that can help people, or we have this product that can help people. And then the last thing I would have them do is, what is your action step? What is your call to action for them? Where do you want to lead them? Do you want them just to sign up for your mailing list? Do you want them to sign up for a free call with you? Do you want them to sign up for a program you're doing? Or maybe you want to sell them a product, or maybe you want to, maybe you just want time, you know, you want them to sign up for that one-on-one meeting that you can have with them. Whatever it is. Sometimes, you know, I've done things like I've even handed out small surveys at the end of a talk and let people hand those surveys back into me, because then I know what their problems are exactly and how I might be able to help them. So really that's the formula. And then I did, can you all see the Word doc here?
Yes.
So this is what I kind of send off as a text message to everybody, because I want to make sure that, okay, so here's where I'm saying for the content of the presentation, this is just a helpful suggestion. You can do this, you can do your 10-minute presentation differently than this, but I think this is a good model for helping people to identify with a problem and have it feel like they can relate to what it is you're talking about. But if you want to do it differently, that's fine. Just keeping it within the 10 minutes is ideal. And then I also have asked people to send me like a brief bio, a headshot, a logo, whatever it is that you want me to have, along with maybe, oh no, just that's all I need, bio and a headshot and logo, so that I can promote it about 2 weeks prior to the meeting. I want people to know that you are the spotlight for the meeting, and that, you know, that might help draw people to our meetings as well, because they might be very, very interested in a topic that you have. So I do need that. If you can put that together anytime and give it to me, I can hold on till it's time to post it. And then the last thing is, I want to make sure people know about when you do use the PowerPoint slides. It's best to bring your own laptop, but your laptop does have to have that HDMI port. If you don't have that, I have it, so you could send me the PowerPoint presentation or whatever it is you want me to use. I can load it up on my computer. Okay. And then the last, you know, we can never really count on technology all the way. So I would always say print out your presentation so you have a paper copy in case something goes wrong. You at least have your notes to be able to follow it that way. Oh, and I do know Gianna told me at Ochsner that they use a Mac there, and we don't have like a Mac adapter. And that's kind of what happened with Lisa Williamson's presentation last time. We ended up having to get the presentation onto her Mac or something. I don't know. There was something that went wrong, and all I know is Gianna told me we need to have an adapter if somebody has a Mac, and I don't have one, so
Do you mean
I
an
don't know.
adapter for the HDMI cord? Is that why for the?
I think so,
Okay,
yeah. I think that's why Lisa had some trouble with it, like staying up on the screen or something.
Okay. Go
So,
ahead, Gary.
I gave a presentation there I did
right.
for Lunch and Learns, and I have a Windows Surface, and I had the adapter to plug the HDMI cord in, and we got their screen. Their screen could see my my dog's sitting here barking at me, looking for something. It could see my computer, but we couldn't get the presentation up. And then when I went to put it on theirs, it was a challenge to get it going. So it's their technology that's part of the problem. But I always email the presentation to myself, so I've got it on my phone. So if we need to, email it to them to get it on, and I also have it on a thumb drive, and I have it on the desk, on the desktop on my Windows Surface. So I've got, 3 backups basically. So I have it, and having a printed copy is a good idea, Karen, because I didn't do that.
Yeah.
I'm not going to print out copies for everybody, but to have one
No.
an email
More
to
for
the side
yourself.
with me. Yeah.
Yeah, just so
Oh.
you're not trying to remember everything that was on
Yeah.
your presentation.
Now, at our meetings, the mindful moments, do we always record them and then put them up on the chapter Facebook page?
Yes,
Okay.
they don't go up real quick. Like I know Leah's gonna be working on the one for Raju, and that was a longer one, but anyhow, she's gotta clean it up a little bit on the front end, back end, whatever. And we will upload that. So we have been trying to do that because we want people, even if they weren't there, like if they see that kind of stuff first, they're seeing
Yeah.
what they missed. But I think it also highlights, wow, they're really doing great things at this chapter.
Yeah, I think it's a good idea. Just one thought is, if people are interested in the speaker and they feel lazy that day, knowing it's going to be recorded, they may not come to the
Right.
meeting.
Yeah, but they're missing out on more than just the speaker.
Well, exactly. No,
Right. So
understand.
I don't fear that type of thing too much. Generally when you have like Zoom calls, people go, oh yeah, there's a recording, but I think the meetings are different because we have other components to the meeting that they're missing out on as well.
Right.
Yeah. But yeah, I think, we have, unfortunately, we didn't think this through quick enough when we had Dr. Avery speak. So we had no recording of his, so we couldn't, put that up. I feel bad. I wish we could go back and get it now. He'll have to come back.
Yeah.
So, but that's my point. Like, I know, Barry, you had a concern about being able to say all that you want to say in 10 minutes, but hopefully this has been helpful for you to say, okay, if I just kind of narrow it down as to one specific problem I'm talking about and not all the problems at once.
Yeah.
Look, if I can give an example about myself, I'm always talking about attorneys, burning out, or never wanted to be a lawyer, or they, wanted to do something different in life, whatever the reason is. If I were to do a presentation today, I would just pick one. And the thing I'm hyper focusing on this year is, if they want to if they want to niche, if they want to pick an area of law that they really want to niche and they don't know how to. So if I were to do a presentation, I wouldn't talk about burnout. I wouldn't talk about, regret or whatever. I would talk just about how do you develop a niche practice, for attorneys, if I was presenting to attorneys, let's say. So I just pick one and I just hyper focus on that. If I were to present to this group, I talk about attorneys that that are burning out.
Right. Exactly. And Becky did hers was done via Zoom because we couldn't, that was right around one of those hurricanes that we had and we couldn't meet in person. And Becky did a great one too. So yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But it's been interesting because I'm learning how to be a little bit more direct with each community and what I want to talk about. I linking arms with Anna, I realize we've really got a power ability to speak specifically to women who, may not have established themselves financially, but, that independent feeling from, anyway, I'm sorry, I'm spitballing, but yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Kelly, are you ready did we talk about you signing up? I can't remember. Did you?
No, we haven't picked a date yet. We talked about it, but
Okay.
we didn't nail down anything.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
at this point, I can't think if I've got somebody else, but I think I have July, August, October, and November open. So you can let me
Okay.
know if you want to aim for one of those.
Okay, yeah.
And then, Barry, I know you wanted to fit yourself back in again, right? So you wanted to do one.
Right. I haven't, I've done one on stem cells.
Right.
I'd like to do something with brain health. And now that I've added the medicinal mushrooms to my arsenal, that's another thing we can talk about. And a week from tomorrow, it's probably going to end up being a pre-launch announcement rather than a launch or a pre-launch, but of my own brand.
Oh, nice.
So, yeah, I've
Congratulations.
been
Awesome.
working on that, and I finally decided I've got to get it done. Got to get it out there.
Is
So
it a
Yes.
mushroom or something different? Like a
it's
mushroom?
an umbrella brand for what I'm doing with brain health, the stem cell nutrition, and the mushrooms.
Wow.
So we're
Nice.
bringing it all together.
Nice.
And the brand focus is on brain health and brain longevity. But it encompasses all of it. So
Very awesome.
yeah.
Do one of those months appeal to you? To be able to,
Just put me in anywhere. As long as I know, I'll be ready. So yeah, put me on the list, and we'll figure out which one should come first.
Do you want to wait till your product is ready, or do you want?
well, that's what I'm wondering, if
Yeah.
you want to wait until you have something to
Um,
actually concretely offer them.
Well, I've been doing brief talks on the brain health.
Yeah.
So I've got one. It's called Bright Minds. It's 11 points to keep your mind from aging, to keep your brain from aging. And so doing it in 10 minutes is quick, but it's possible, so.
Test your brain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Kelly, do you mind if he takes July, or do you know?
Oh no, I was gonna say, like, he's been here longer. Let him pick first, and then
Aw.
I
It's not about who's here longer. No.
Yeah.
I don't know if anybody wants August because it's, so hot and people are on vacation. though,
Yeah, I
Um,
don't care. I'll be right back. I don't care, Karen.
Okay. That's a good point too. It
Oh.
could be a light turnout even,
No,
but
yeah.
well, again, they're recorded, so people are still gonna see them. They're just not
That's
may
true.
not be live if,
That's true.
yeah.
So
And what were
that's-
the other dates that you said?
August, October, and November.
October, November. Okay.
October's a good travel month.
I know, that's what I'm thinking. I'm like, that might actually work out, because I don't know, like, I'm trying to get a group cruise in, so I was thinking that was gonna be July or August,
Okay.
so
I
the
would,
October would give me a good time to get, some
Yeah,
stuff.
all right, I put you down. I mean, it can change, but I put you down. So,
Okay.
Kelly, and I know since Becky and Barry have done it, do you have any questions about what I shared around how, the model works and if it feels like a good fit for you or?
Yeah, no, that sounds great.
Okay, yeah, usually that thing that you saw in the Word doc, I would send you in a text message or an email and you would have that so that you can
Perfect.
have that to look back on. So awesome. Okay, well, I guess it was a lot faster than we thought, Katerina.
This is good. Efficiency is the theme of my year this year, so this is efficient.
very nice.
Totally.
Oh, sorry, Memphis needed a bio break.
Aw.
Crazy
So does
dog.
anybody have any particular questions that they would like to ask about membership or any, I mean, not that we weren't planning to cover all of it tonight, but we wanted to at least get started and talk about this one thing too.
So I know after next week, I'll do, I've never done my member spotlight with Laura.
Oh,
Mm.
nice.
So after next week, I've sort of been stalling because of this.
I know,
And
me too.
I just read a book, it's about, what was the name of it? Anyway, the consistency chain for network marketing. And it talks about, sometimes we get so busy, to intentionally procrastinate on something is okay. You
Yeah.
can't fit everything in. So if you decide this isn't as important, I'm going to intentionally put it off and
Mhm.
procrastinate. So anyway,
Yes.
yeah,
Are
so
you
I-
on the schedule though?
that's-
Are you on the schedule with Laura right now? Are you on the schedule?
no, I'm
Okay.
going to contact her and get on the schedule because I don't know, I don't know how backed up she is with it. So
Well, let us know so we can again push that out to everyone to come listen to you.
good.
What is that? What is he talking about?
And, Karen does the, I haven't looked, I presume the global chapter has a YouTube channel. Does HCC have a YouTube channel? We could put our chapter mindful minute.
Yeah, that
promote
was
on
some,
that.
thank you for reminding me, that's actually on something the leadership team had been talking about. And Leah was going to look into setting that up and we were going to upload all the mindful moments there.
Mhm.
So that is exactly right. I
Okay,
just have to remind her, because we got busy with the holiday party and all, so.
yeah,
But there are other things that in fact, Becky, I'm glad that you are on the call because we were gonna do these every other month. And we didn't feel like, every month was necessary. Do you think you and Leah, and even if Rebecca wants to pop on the call, we could talk about the podcast? That's a member benefit, really.
Absolutely, we can.
Okay,
Absolutely.
awesome.
Because
That,
actually, I'd like to do that. I was going to ask you that if we can maybe take I don't think we need a couple. I think if we just do a mindful moment online with it, we can explain to people what we're trying to accomplish with the podcast,
right.
that people understand it.
Right. And maybe just some tips or pointers as to what people need to do in order to have that podcast with you. Well, how do they prepare for it? Do they have their own questions? Do you ask questions? I know we talked about this, but people might like to know how to prepare for it,
I'll
And
be honest. Oh, okay. I'll
I
be
was just
honest.
gonna say that'll be in March if we do
Yeah.
it. When?
Okay.
Next one. Okay.
No, just really quick. It really depends on the person. I find that some people are better with questions to interview and some people are better with just that conversational. So really, I encourage anybody who wants to be on with us, just let us know what you're most comfortable with. If you have a specific topic, absolutely. But we're trying to showcase business owners in their authentic selves, what their passion was to drive them to what they do, tell stories. Maybe there's something in the industry that they really want to talk about, something that their business focuses on and what have you. So,
Yes. Okay.
I've been a guest on 6 or 8 podcasts and, we usually have something laid out, some
Mhm.
questions or topics, but it always just free flows. And,
Right.
the more you do it, the more comfortable you are, it gets better.
Yeah.
And, there was really only, there were, I guess there were 2 that didn't go quite as how I would liked it.
Hmm.
And it was one of them, the host didn't spend any time, we met on Alignable and she invited me to be on her podcast and we didn't spend any preparation time. And she just got off on tangents with her questions. And even though I kept the answers short and, gave her something to work with, it didn't get back on track. And then there was another, the other one was kind of the same way.
Hmm.
They were interested in stem cells. They invited me and didn't take any time to have, there wasn't even, a 10 or 15 minute discussion or Zoom meeting or phone call beforehand. So
Gotcha.
I think just doing a little preparation always pays off.
It does.
So, yeah.
I think Kelly had a question. She wanted to know, Karen, about Bruce was talking about being a member spotlight with in the global chapter. Is that what you were asking about, Kelly, earlier?
Yes.
Yeah, maybe Karen can.
What was, okay, I missed that. What was?
How about Laura Goldstein's program, the global chapter, how to, you're probably getting emails, Kelly, saying that there's going to be a Zoom.
Oh, you're talking about the 3 Zoom calls?
Yeah, I think she needs to know more about what that is, the global.
Yeah, he was
Got it.
talking about the bio spotlight, and
Yes.
I was just wondering what that
Yes.
was.
And the spotlight I haven't done yet either, but is it 5 minutes, Barry, or is it longer?
No, I thought they were like 20 minutes.
20, I thought so too.
I think
So
they're like
it's
20 minutes,
you
and
can-
it kind of takes, it's an interview kind of podcast,
Mhm,
format.
mhm,
There's a form on the website
mhm.
that you fill out and send in with your, information and what you're going to talk about. It's been a while since I've looked at it. And then, get it scheduled with Laura, and she does a good job.
Mhm.
She does a good job, asking questions and getting you highlighted.
Yeah, and I think they show those on the Holistic Chamber of Commerce Facebook
Those-
page.
Those are on the Facebook
I'm
page.
actually right
Yes.
here right now, if
Yes.
you can see my, oh, you can.
Mhm.
Yes, we can
Great.
see it.
I can see it.
You can, oh,
Uh-huh.
there wasn't a green box around it, so hold on. I don't know why there's not a green box, but you see it, right?
Mhm.
Well,
The
we're
post-
looking at the event list
Yeah.
page, right? Is
But I
that what
need
you
to
wanted
go-
us to
Yeah,
see?
I need to go back to this.
Okay.
Which one is it? It's not submit.
I
oh,
wonder
no.
if it's view videos and Zoominars.
No.
No?
Join our Facebook members only group is right here.
Members on
Your members only YouTube.
View member events.
I would
submit.
think you could find it on the YouTube list.
It's not special offers.
Yeah, that's offers. That's other
No. Yeah.
things that we can.
You're in the member section. Okay. That's a good question. I thought there was a place on the member section.
Mhm.
Member events, global.
Articles, fine.
Is there a search? Is there a search?
No.
No, it doesn't look like
No.
it.
Okay.
What if you were to go to members only YouTube playlist? I wonder if they aren't stored, if they're stored there. Dashboard, LinkedIn Love. Okay, those are more like webinars, I guess, from Camille. So that's not it.
I would.
Or
I would
check
hope-
the members only Facebook page and see if they're on there, but I know they have them somewhere because I've watched them before too.
Yeah, I would hope they'd be on on a Facebook page or YouTube channel that anybody could look at, not just members.
Right, right. What about on the right side, Katerina, view videos and Zoominars? Did we look at that yet?
No. Let's take a look. There we go. The 3 keys to go from intention to reality. This
Okay,
is
those are
more-
more like,
Oh,
Yeah. those are all with Camille.
yeah.
Okay. We'll have to find out about that, where they are.
You stumped us, Kelly.
We're all
You
gonna
have-
learn something tonight.
Oops,
Funny.
get that out of there.
But did you also have a question about the 3 the 3 Zoom calls that the chamber offers us? Is
No,
that?
I've been getting those. I've been
Okay.
getting
Those emails. That's what
Okay.
Gary's talking about, being that spotlight for the.
Gotcha, the
before
spotlight
you know,
only.
before they
Okay.
break up into groups.
Yeah. Pretty sure when you joined, you would have gotten something from them that would have highlighted all those kinds of things that you can maybe go back to an email if you have that, but
Yes, I saved it. I just
yeah.
Driving me crazy now.
And like Barry, I was holding off too for, waiting till I had something
Yeah.
really good to offer. So, great questions though.
I know.
Engagement.
All right.
Yeah, I've got the webpage up here, and I don't see it. I thought there used to be a place to click on like member spotlight or schedule member spotlight or something like that. So
You can always ask Camille.
Yeah,
Number.
They redid the website just recently for like the third time or something, so it could be that
yeah,
they took it off.
I thought I noticed some different things.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's under-
I'll contact Laura because I need to get one scheduled anyway. So
Oh, okay, good.
I'll text her and talk with her tomorrow and figure out what we need to do.
Okay.
Great. Great, great. All righty. Well, any other questions before we all hop off? Good. Hopefully this was helpful.
Very.
Yes, thank you.
Good.
Thank
Yeah, you're
you.
welcome. You're
Good.
welcome.
Sacrificing your Wednesday evening for us.
Yeah, exactly. All right. Well, thank you very much. And do you want to end it here, Katerina, or should we just?
So, yeah. No, I think
Okay.
we're done. So everyone have a great evening. Always feel free to reach out to us anyways if you come up with a question afterwards.
Thank you.
All
You're
right.
welcome.
Thank you.